Red River Unitarian Universalist Church proudly presented the Reverend Dr. Mark Y.A. Davies, June 1st, 2025, on the topic of human rights. Welcome from Red River Unitarian Universalist. Thank you for joining us. The religion we practice in this church is centered in the here and now, rather than the hereafter. It is more of a thinking kind of religion than a believing kind. It is governed more by reason than by tradition, more concerned with the present than the past. It is concerned with getting the most out of life, with living wisely and well. A major aim for us is continually expanding our understanding of life and ourselves. This church is a community of people who share in the free and open search for a level of understanding that will enable us to be more fully and effectively alive. The church does not tell us what we must believe. It stimulates us to think. It supports us in our search. You are welcome to join us. Our centering value is love, with transformation, generosity, equity, interdependence, justice, and pluralism.
We come together to lament with, celebrate with, and care for one another in our community and our world. Because we want to be here with one another, love is not only at the center, but also the opening that invites us to lament, celebrate, and care. Love invites us to honor our interdependence with all beings and the web of all existence. Love invites us to envision a world where all are free from exploitation and the smallest to the largest are protected and nurtured with care and respect. Love invites us to revel in our uniqueness, using pluralism as our guide. Love invites us to recognize all beings as sacred and celebrated. Our differences are appreciated and valued. All are equally sacred regardless of culture, theology, and experience. Love invites us to counter all forms of oppression with justice. Love invites us to dismantle all forms of racism and systemic oppression. All people are worthy of thriving. Love invites us to participate in our individual and collective transformation. Love invites us to cultivate change so that we may grow spiritually and ethically. We know that we are perfectly imperfect and never finished growing. Love invites us to connect by opening our hearts to generosity. Love invites us to willingly and thoughtfully share our time, talent, and treasure. Our generosity connects us in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. Love invites us to create inclusive, equitable communities. Love invites us to know in our hearts that all people are inherently worthy and have the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. At this time, we have an opportunity to light our candles of community, which you'll find at the table over there. You can light a candle for a joy or a concern or simply to bring more light into our space. Let's stand in body or spirit for our chalice lighting, our spoken affirmation, and the lighting of the peace candle. In this free church, we come together without creed, focusing instead on the core values of justice, equity, and compassion, of mutual acceptance of our diverse ways of being as we seek to connect ourselves more fully with the unfolding truths of life and our world. We come together in shared conviction that all people deserve a voice in matters that concern them, and that it is up to each of us to protect the rights of all, particularly those who, for whatever reason, have long been held in silence. We come together in the stubborn belief that community is possible and that peace is more than just a dream. We come committed together to affirm in our actions as well as our words the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. We come together in awareness of our interdependence with all humanity and with the wider web of existence, for that too is part of what is meant by we. In this free church, we come together without creed, believing that the way we live in the world bears testament to the value of our beliefs. We light this chalice as a beacon of hope for who have gathered here this day, for all who have ever walked through our doors, for those who may yet find this spiritual home, and for those whose paths will never come our way. For all this, and for all those things we dare to hope and dream, we kindle our chalice flame this day. Let's join together in the words of the spoken affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and freedom, and to help one another. We light this peace candle to remind us of all the places in the world where there is no peace. Join me in the words now on the screen. Lead me from death to life, from falsehood to truth. Lead me from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead me from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe. You may be seated. Our opening thought is a snippet from the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers.
Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace, for all of us in prison, circle for release, circle
Thanks, everyone. It's you, Baxter.
Our next reading comes from Paul Farmer in his writing, Pathologies of Power. Human rights violations are not accidents. They are not random in distribution or effect. Rights violations are, rather, symptoms of deeper pathologies of power and are linked intimately to the social conditions that so often determine who will suffer abuse and who will be shielded from harm. Our meditation this morning will be done to the words of Andrew Weber, "The Love We Pray." Let's take a moment to center ourselves in body and spirit, placing our feet on the ground, breathing in and out, in and out. To the highest spirit of all of our aspirations, to that which grounds us and uplifts us, to that which transcends us, and to the sense of community which we create, we come in prayer today. Our prayer is one of desperation and hope. We are in despair that protests are needed. We are frustrated that politicians and governments continually value money and power while ignoring the value inherent in all people. We are angry that our leaders put themselves first, with no regard for whom they go past or through. In the midst of the anger and frustration is hope. Hope that we are here. Hope that a loving world is indeed possible. Hope in the faith that love can and will triumph over hate. We know that every person is worthy of love. With the faith that every person is worthy of love, we will continue to work and strive for a more just world, where the disenfranchised have representation, where the broken are held in care, and where siblings of all backgrounds are welcome. We do not pray for miracle changes in policy and leadership. We do not pray for miracles because we are the miracles. We are the force of the divine in the world. We are the holy wind of change, promoting more love and more justice. Instead, we pray that our words take root. We pray that our actions create a more just, more loving, and more equitable world. Notice the people to your left and to your right. Notice also yourself, your hands and feet. You are experiencing the divine embodied. Not only do we pray, we also are the answers to our prayers. We are the force of the holy responding to our own desperation and hope. You are that divine force of goodness and justice we have been waiting for. May we all remember today and forward into this trying time and the years to come that you are worthy of love. At all times and despite actions or words from others, you are worthy of love. And you are responsible for promoting the justice you seek in the world. You are the love we are praying for. Our next reading comes from Eleanor Roosevelt. Where do universal human rights begin? Where, after all, do universal human rights begin? In small places, close to home. So close and so small that they cannot be seen on any maps of the world. Yet they are the world of the individual person, the neighborhood they live in, the school or college they attend, the factory, farm, or office where they work. Such are the places where every person seeks equal justice, equal opportunity, equal dignity without discrimination. Unless these rights have meaning there, they have little meaning anywhere. Without concerted citizen action to uphold them close to home, we shall look in vain for progress in the larger world.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Better make sure I have things in order up here. I was told that the topic today looks like a pulpit pounding topic, so make sure that everything's out of the way. We hear a lot about rights granted by the United States Constitution. But today I want to discuss something that's even more fundamental than our constitutionally guaranteed rights. And that is our universal human rights. Our universal human rights that are shared by every person on earth and ought to be respected by all persons, whether one is a citizen of the United States or not. I deeply appreciate one thing about the philosopher Immanuel Kant. I have a lot of disagreements with the philosopher Immanuel Kant, but one thing I deeply appreciate is his moral claim that we have duties in relation to one another based on our experience that all persons have inherent worth, that all persons have dignity that ought to be respected by all other persons, that we should treat each other as ends and never as means only. It was this insight that became the core principle of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I would also expand that this sense of duty that was put forward in that Declaration of Human Rights ought also to include moral obligations in relation to non-human animals as well. But today I'm focusing on human rights. Immanuel Kant rightly recognized that the moral use of freedom requires responsibility to other persons. He understood that we have a duty to treat persons as ends and never as means only. In a world in which we often treat so many persons as objects, so many persons as things for us to use, we have a great deal to learn from Immanuel Kant's view that we have a moral duty to always treat each other as persons. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was published and ratified in 1948, and if you have your reading glasses on, you can see a summary of each of those rights, or maybe a magnifying glass. You can see a summary of each of those rights on the bulletin for today. This declaration was drafted by a United Nations committee that was chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt. The declaration claimed that human rights are based on the recognition of inherent dignity and worth of human persons. Human rights are seen as the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. In 1948, the world had just witnessed the evil that occurs when there is disregard for human rights. There was general agreement that there was a need for rights to be protected by the rule of law, that there should be equal rights for all persons, and that rights are linked to freedoms. Those points of general agreement were laid out in the preamble of the Declaration of Human Rights. The United States ratified the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. But we are currently so grossly out of step with its spirit and letter as to make our ratification of the document seem to be a total sham. The rights that the Declaration upholds are not being respected by the government of the United States. We have lost our way. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948 was written and ratified with the intention of curbing the kind of blatant disrespect of human rights that we are currently witnessing here in the United States. Over the past week, I took the time to reread the 30 articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which are a little bit more involved than the summary that you see on the bulletin. I reread these 30 articles to see just how badly the United States is currently out of compliance with the key provisions of the Declaration. And it was shocking to see that not only are we not in compliance with some of the articles, but we are actually out of compliance with the majority of the articles in the Declaration. Not only that, but the rhetoric and actions of our current regime are antithetical to the spirit of the Declaration as a whole. Given that the leadership of the United States took a significant role in drafting and ratifying the Declaration in 1948, it is tragic to see us moving further and further away from its aspirations of preserving human rights for all persons, regardless of their social or national origin. Let that sink in, regardless of their social or national origin. Today, I'm highlighting the articles of the Declaration that see that the United States is most clearly violating. I'm highlighting those articles that I think we're most clearly, most egregiously violating here in the United States. The Declaration of Human Rights calls for no one to, quote, be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Article 5. It proclaims that everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. Article 6. And that, quote, all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. Article 7. Is the United States currently upholding these human rights? No, we are not. The Declaration asserts that no one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile, Article 9, and that everyone is entitled to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal, Article 10. Is the United States upholding these human rights?
No.
Article 12 asserts that no one should be subjected to arbitrary interference with their privacy, family, home, or correspondence. Article 13 calls for the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Article 14 asserts the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Is the United States upholding these human rights?
No.
Article 18 declares that everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. And Article 19 declares that everyone has the right to freedom and expression. Article 20 proclaims the right to freedom of peaceful assembly. Is the United States upholding these rights?
No.
Article 23 declares the rights of equal pay for equal work, the right of a living wage, the right to form and join unions. Article 25 declares the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of persons and of their family. Article 26 declares that everyone has a right to education. Article 27 declares that we all have the right to freely participate in the cultural life of the community to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Is the United States upholding these human rights?
No.
You're right. In stark juxtaposition to the principles of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the current presidential executive orders and actions of the United States represent a declaration through word and deed of anti-human rights. Tragically, as has often been the case throughout history, much of Christianity, the dominant religion in our culture, is being co-opted by those who are ignoring and trampling on the human rights of others, in direct opposition to the love and justice espoused by Jesus in the Gospels. By ignoring the rights of all persons guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States, we are breaking our promise to ourselves. By ignoring the rights of all persons expressed in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we are breaking our promise to the world. Our work today is the work of restoring our promises to guarantee and to protect human rights of all persons. And our work today is to repair the systems that are not properly upholding these rights. This is our sacred work. This is our sacred task. At this time, we have an opportunity for giving. Those who wish can bring your gifts to the bowl, and there's also opportunities to give online.
Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh yes, oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom, freedom is coming. Oh yes, Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know. Oh yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know. Justice. Yes, I justice. Yes, I justice. Justice is coming. Oh yes, I know. Justice. Yes, I justice. Yes, I justice. Justice is coming. Oh yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Freedom is coming. Oh yes, I know.
Let's stand together in body or spirit for our benediction and the extinguishing of our chalices. Our benediction comes to us from Jim McGaw. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go in mindless oblivion. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go without challenging yourself or others. When I say go in peace, I don't mean go in utter ease and comfort. When I say go in peace, I mean go in peace seeking justice. I mean go in peace committed to equal rights and opportunities for all. When I say go in peace, I mean go in the peace that is created when together we build communities of true solidarity, deep compassion, and fierce, unrelenting love. Go in peace. Let us join in the words to extinguish the chalices. We extinguish these flames, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you, Mark.
No violence to the pulpit. I did no violence to the pulpit.
Gonna have to give you some silent lozenges.